do a class on tricky irregular verbs. It is actually something that native speakers find difficult also. And what I mean is there are many verbs, and I'm including myself here, certainly. There are quite a few verbs, and I'm going to put them in bold, actually I already have, that are down below, that I find tricky and that I often get wrong, or my instinct leads me to the wrong answer. And I think that this is the case for everybody. Remember that verbs change over time, and so sometimes two forms are possible, and we'll see that as well. But just looking at the 180, I think there are irregular verbs, perhaps more. There's probably more than 200, I'm not sure. Here's a list that I found online, and I'm going to firstly direct your attention to a few basic patterns. Sorry, I've got a new kitten in the room, and I'm just making sure he's okay. Okay, so firstly, one very common pattern, but not the most common, is when all three forms are the same. And you've got bet, bet, bet. Yeah, I've put these in lime green. Bet, bet, bet. Broadcast, broadcast, broadcast. Or cast, cast, cast. Burst, burst, burst. Come. Oh, sorry. No, not that one. Cost, cost, cost. Cut, cut, cut. Now, what you'll notice is these are all one-syllable words, firstly. They're one-syllable words, and they end in a T. Yeah, and so that's something that I really want you to notice. Okay, broadcast is two-syllable, but cast is one syllable, and cast goes cast, cast, cast. Yeah, he cast a stone yesterday, and he has cast a stone. So they're one-syllable words, and they end in a T, and we'll see some more. This is a very regular pattern here we're dealing with. So if we go down, we've got hit, 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 hurt, 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 one syllable, ends in a T. Put, 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 one syllable, ends in a T. Set, 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 one syllable, ends in a T. Okay, here's a different one. Shed, 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 like shed blood. Yeah, so he shed a lot of blood yesterday, and he has shed a lot of blood. That one's quite rare. Although you do see it nowadays with virus shedding, although I'm not really sure what virus shedding is. Anyway, we've also got shut, 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 which follows our one syllable, ends in a T. And then we've got spread, 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 which is one syllable, ends in a D. So that's something to remember. The only two other ones are shed, 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 and spread, 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 and they're one syllable and end in a D. So I hope that's all clear. So that's one pattern that you often see. Let me just quickly grab I'm going to get my kitten in a second because he's trying to get outside, and I want to keep him in here until I've finished. I like to keep an eye on him. He's still very young. So the second pattern, which is all in bright yellow here, and we won't talk about the top two for the moment, just the second pattern is where the past simple form and the past participle are the same. So bend, bent, bent, bind, bound, bound, bleed, bled, bled, breed, bred, bred, bring, brought, brought, build, built, built.